So it's 2020 and I'm super excited for this new decade. I've had so much to think about over these holidays. One of the things that I've been thinking so much is my first hustle and how much I've been able to learn since then. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is quitting or giving up. When you're in this journey of entrepreneurship, you know you've felt like this before, where you're like, why did I even start this? Or ¿qué estaba pensando? Why would I go through this journey? And we have those ups and downs. And today I want to share a little bit of the story of how my journey and how it went. And I'm so happy how it turned out to be. But at the moment, I didn't realize that it was going to turn out the way it has. So, we have those times when we start up, and like I did with my sunglass company 5 years ago, Unum Sunglasses. I remember all those hustles and every night grinding and putting in the work, whether it be for marketing or figuring out inventory, figuring out how to put the website together, all of this background work that nobody sees you doing other than the people who you live with, which at the time era mi mamá, my mom. I was living with my mom. I like to say she was my roommate until I was 25 years old, but I was actually living on her roof. And so I have this business, and a year into it, you have your mama who's always watching you and seeing everything. She comes up to me and she tells me, you know what, mijo, I'm very proud of all the work that you're doing. You're working so hard, and you can hear the but coming. You can hear it. And she goes, but, ¿qué tienes? Like, what do you have to show for it? Wow, that hit me. It hit me really hard because it was true. Like, I didn't have the money or the profits or the revenue to get us out of the garage that we're living in, right? And so although I was coming up in newspapers, and although I was coming up in events and promoting my brand and showcasing all this work, this entrepreneurship social media lifestyle, my mom asked me the tough real question, ¿qué tienes? What do you have? And so at that moment I was faced with reality. She told me, you either quit now and reinvest your money into the family and the things that we need around the house, or this thing better take off. And my thing was like, it's gonna take off. Don't worry. We're gonna get it. But looking back, I was like, wow, what are we doing? What do I do now? And I am so happy that my ego, in a sense, kept me at float. Because I didn't want to be the guy who, was showing off all this social media glamour, entrepreneurship lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, I'm no longer an entrepreneur and I'm, working again. And at that time, I didn't want to be that guy. Looking back, that was the wrong mentality to have, because if I really wasn't seeing success, it's okay to switch routes or to quit or to change your strategies. That is okay. As an entrepreneur, you don't have, let me put it this way. When somebody who's working a regular job gets tired of that same routine and same job, what do? You might be in this position before. You go look for another job, and you apply for another job, and you switch your careers. And nobody questions you. Nobody says, why are you switching your job, or why are you quitting? It's not frowned upon. It's not looked at you're failing because you're switching your job. However, in the entrepreneurship world, if you try to quit, let's say for whatever reason, I quit the sunglasses, people would have saw that as me quitting. But in reality, it was for whatever reason I decided to end that, whether it be a market strategy, whether it be I no longer want to do sunglasses, I wanted to switch to a different, whatever that case might have been, it is okay to do it. But as an entrepreneur, it often feels like it's not okay, right? So I'm glad I didn't do that. I didn't quit though, because in these 6 years since I've launched Unum Sunglasses, I have learned so much. I have learned tremendous things from marketing, from SEO, from inventory to taxes to business stuff. Things that I now today utilize in my 100% hustle. I own a food truck, catering business, and the same question can be asked of me today by my mom. ¿Qué tienes? What do you have to show for it? And I have been a little bit over a year now in this journey of food service. And I can tell you that now I can answer my mom with an answer saying, tengo la información, the knowledge on how to start a food truck business. If I wanted to, in any time and point in my life, if I want to resort back to this experience, I could very easily, because I'm going through it right now. Another thing that I have from this journey right now is I have knowledge on how to deal with caterings and how to start a catering gig. So many things that I've learned because of this. And so I want to encourage people to go and try that thought that you're thinking of, that business opportunity. And if it doesn't work out, and if it's not working, and if you want to shift things, go for it. But just go get started now. Get started today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that many of you take some of this advice. Ask me some questions. Send me questions on my DM, and I'm happy to answer some of those things for y'all. Thanks.
You know why I left, right?
Why?
I do cough.
Oh my.